Dr. Lee Somers has spent a lot of time underwater over the past 60 years. Since he first started diving in 1954, Lee has helped shape the many ways the world dives through his groundbreaking work in recreational, technical, commercial, public safety, and scientific diving. Lee was born in 1938 in Champaign-Urbana, Illinois, a city known more for its cornfields and university than for diving. But that didn't stop Lee. Despite being from a farming community, he was drawn to the underwater world. His family didn't have a lot of money, but his parents, and movies like Cousteau's The Silent World, The Frogman, Underwater Warrior, and Beneath the 12-Mile Reef, encouraged what would become his lifelong passion, diving. His mother encouraged him to join the Boy Scouts so he could learn to swim. And one year for his birthday, she saved enough money to buy him his first pair of fins, a pair of green Owen Churchills. Lee made his first free dive with his new fins in a flooded strip mine, and by all accounts, he's never really surfaced. When he was 16, Lee started lifeguarding at the local pool. His duties included cleaning the bottom of the pool, which he did with the help of an old Jack Brown full-face mask and surface-supplied air. In a stroke of luck, one of the pool's patrons introduced him to the aqualung and let him try it on for size. Lee couldn't wait to get his own. He scraped together every cent he could find and bought an aqualung. Those early days of diving taught Lee a lot about the underwater world and about himself. He knew there was nowhere else he'd rather be than underwater. After high school, Lee spent a semester at college, but the siren call of diving lured him to Florida in warmer water. It was in Florida that he made his first cave dive, and where he also got involved in marine construction. During the summers, though, Lee would return to Illinois to help out his family, and it was there in 1960 that he finally got his first diving certification. It was an instructor certification, earned in the very first instructor certification course given by the Illinois Council of Skin and Scuba Divers. This was the first of Lee's many professional dive training certifications. A self-described diving bum, Lee knew it was time to head back to school and enrolled in the University of Illinois. He helped cover his expenses by selling scuba equipment out of his home and by teaching scuba classes. In 1969, Lee completed his doctorate in oceanography at the University of Michigan and started teaching there. He also began working with the Michigan Sea Grant College program, helping promote the understanding and intelligent use of Michigan's coastal Great Lakes resources. He was a key member of that university's faculty until he retired in 2000. But diving was in Lee's blood. So during summer breaks, he worked as a commercial diver wherever he could find a position. When he'd come back to the university, Lee would share his knowledge and experience with recreational diving equipment and commercial surface-supplied air diving equipment with scientific divers. He also helped research divers adapt and modify their equipment and diving techniques, making scientific diving safer and more efficient. In 1970, Lee signed on as a geologist, diver, and cold weather equipment specialist for the James A. McInnes Foundation's first Arctic expedition. Afterward, Lee drew on his expedition experiences and years of diving in the cold waters of the Great Lakes to write a textbook for recreational and scientific divers called Cold Water and Under Ice Scuba Diving. The book was the comprehensive manual on this topic for many years. Never a fan of the textbooks available for his scuba classes, Lee put his fins where his mouth was and wrote the Research Diver's Manual, which was published in 1972. The book was a groundbreaking precursor to the NOAA Diving Manual. Lee knew that as much knowledge and experience as he had in diving then, there would always be more for him and other divers to learn and experience. 1972 was also the year that Lee established his hyperbaric research and underwater technology laboratory at the University of Michigan's College of Engineering. For more than 10 years, the hyperbaric chamber was used in more than 1,500 research, educational, and therapeutic compressions. Lee was also privileged to serve as a member of the founding board of directors of the Our World Underwater Scholarship Society, which selects Rolex scholars from around the world to help them get the hands-on help they need to succeed in underwater-related careers. Lee is still a proud and active supporter of this educational organization. In 1977, when OSHA tried to impose commercial diving standards on scientific diving operations, Lee was one of a group of scientific divers who formed the American Academy of Underwater Sciences to ensure scientific divers could safely conduct underwater research using standards that were more applicable to scientific diving. Lee served as the organization's first president. Lee has been widely acknowledged for his work in the diving industry and has received many awards, including the Nogi, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police Certificate of Recognition for Public Safety Diving and Law Enforcement Investigations. Lee was the Dan Rolex Diver of the Year in 1997. Throughout his 60 years of diving, Lee has written more than 150 books, papers, articles, and technical reports on diving, and is now recognized nationally and internationally for his work in diver education, underwater research, and dive safety. Research diving, recreational diving, public safety diving, cave diving, technical, commercial diving, and through it all, the underlying thread of diver safety and education. You have had a hand in all of this, helping those who work underwater to do so safely, and helping those who want to learn to dive experience the wonder of the underwater world. Lee, you are a true pioneer in this industry. Congratulations on your Reaching Out award. Your passion, commitment, and dedication to diving are an inspiration to us all.